Jones, and today I'm going to be talking about capital punishment. I'm going to go over then and now, cases and statistics, my perspective on the capital punishment, and then I'll review everything that I covered. So the first documented capital punishment was in 16th century BC in Egypt, and the person who was accused of practicing magic. He was then ordered to kill himself. Some of the other common methods in that era was axing to death, crucifixion, impalement, drowning at sea, and also beheading, which the guillotine, which is pictured here, is what was used mostly for beheading. Now, we currently use gas chamber, firing squad, electrocution, and lethal injection. I wasn't aware that we still did firing squad, so I thought that was an interesting fact. I'm sorry, one other interesting fact that I had is that in 399 BC, Socrates, which was the Greek philosopher, was ordered to drink poison for his capital punishment, and he was ordered to do so for heresy and also corruption of the youth. This gentleman pictured here is Reuben Cantu, in San Antonio, Texas in 1984. He was convicted of robbery and murder. It was said that there was a house that was under construction, and there were two workmen who were there overnight to protect the premises. They said that Cantu broke into the home late at night and shot the two workmen repeatedly while trying to burglarize the premises. The surviving victim twice failed to identify Cantu from the photo spreads, and before finally identifying him in the third photo spread. At trial, the victim claimed that he had identified Cantu all 3 times, but he was afraid of Cantu, and that's why he said that he didn't name him the first 2 times. Cantu actually exhausted all of his appeals, and even his last request for bubblegum was denied. In 1993, Cantu was executed, and then later in 2010, some years after his execution, he was found innocent or partially innocent because 2 witnesses actually came forward and said that Cantu was not present at the scene when the incident occurred. In 1973 to 2002, according to the deathpenaltyinfo.org, over 140 death row inmates were exonerated. And exonerated just means that they were found innocent or partially innocent for their crimes that they were accused of. That's about 3.03 exonerations a year, exonerations a year. Some of the reasons for these exonerations were DNA testing that was later done, recantation of witness statements, and coercion. Police attorneys, they often would talk to the victims and make them say that they saw something or witnessed something that they didn't actually see. And so some of those witnesses came forward and said, I take back everything I said about the accused. And that's how some of those people were exonerated. My perspective of the death penalty is that it's wrong because there's always room for error. You can always later come up with DNA that was maybe found at the scene but overlooked. Also, witnesses will recant their statements, or maybe they lied or they didn't fully see everything that happened. And so there's always room for error when it comes to having witnesses and things of that nature. Also, the surprising number of people who are found innocent after they've been on death row for years it's enough for me to believe that death row or the capital punishment is not a good thing to have in place, because innocent people could then be killed. I went over some of the things, I went over then and now. 16th century is when the first documented capital punishment was performed. And our techniques now are greatly different than they were before, because now we use gas chamber, the firing squad, and lethal injection. My perspective, and that is all. Are there any questions? Thank you.